What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I do to talk about the video, and we're gonna hop right into it. So today, I'm doing an update on the Shannon Sharpe situation. Now, earlier this week, when I had released my video, the only thing that came out at the time when I did my video, is just basically that no, just the first general premise of it that he had got caught up with a woman who said he was trying to, that said she was getting R word and sexually assaulted and coerced, and that Tony Busby was the lawyer, and that really was the only thing I had at the moment. So the updates that we have got since this has took place is one. Oh, I think we knew her name at the time, so we already knew that was Gabrielle Zunica. We're starting to get more pictures of what she looked like, and damn, Shannon. Damn, Shannon. I had to co-sign when a nigga was like, he should have spent that bag on Janice Hart. Yeah, for real. If you was gonna do all that with an OnlyFans bitch, it should have been Janice Hart. Actually, get back to the black community though. Like, come on now. Let's give to our black women, our black. See, we already got a. I'm about to go on a little tangent. We already got a little disparity in pay gap when it comes to black sex workers for white sex workers. Why not support our community? So he could have gave that to her, Miss London. Shit, if he wanted somebody his age, he could have got Miss Cherokee at this Cherokee to ass or something. Like, like what is he doing? What is he doing? Miss B Nasty was already fucking with him. What's wrong with this nigga? Anyway, yeah. So Shannon like white bitches. That's what we got from that, and we now know that she is 19. Shannon Sharpe is 55. So do what you want with that information. Um, or she was 19 at the time, so she might be a little older now, but she can't be no older than 21. But do what you want with the information with his age. What we also did get information. We also did hear that he tried to settle this behind closed doors before it got out with a $10 million settlement, and most people might think, oh, that makes him look guilty. Yes, it's a possibility of that. Another way of thinking of it, and which wouldn't make him automatically guilty, is just when you're somebody in his position with the sponsorships and the deal brands and the money that people got invested with him and what he does, something like this, is potentially career ending, something like this. So even if you're innocent and you didn't do this. Yes, you could be like, yeah, I'm still fighting the case. But for a lot of people, especially when they start to hear the R word and they say, you're guilty. As soon as you're accused, you're guilty. It don't matter what happened. They were legit. I don't need some people like it's no way they just gonna believe the victim. I'm not saying that's this case, but in a lot of cases that is the truth. So you would try to get that done because you just know getting it out there is bad, even if you know you innocent. Anyway. So we got the news of the settlement. Next thing we did, we actually got TMZ audio because I said this in the thing of the text message when she said they said there was an unedited video that they wouldn't show them unedited, and yeah, we got the audio from it. So the audio that TMZ released is very clearly edited. There's gaps in the audio. It's very clearly that she's either it's very clear that they're cutting it up to try to paint some type of picture. But he is heard saying that he would choke her on the audio. So
Gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so
I don't manipulate me.
oh Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the
That's bad. Only thing he can get out of that is, I mean, out the way of out of that is he's saying he was going to choke her in a sexual way, and if they had a consensual relationship, then he can get out of it like that. But it wasn't. It didn't sound too pleasant. Let me just say that when y'all hear it. Okay, I don't know what that was about. Okay, so okay. Anyway, so now fast forward to today, we're getting another report that Shannon Sharpe had another situation legal to this where he choked FS1 producer, and he settled behind closed doors for this as well. Now, my issue with this is I'm not, two chokes maybe, once you start hearing a consistent thing like this, maybe he is guilty of that. That's not where I'm about to get my gripe at. My gripe with this is it's just this is something that's very hard. Going to be very hard to prove because it said that there was no complaint filed for him. So we don't have no paperwork of this here saying it. The only thing that possibly could be used if they are able to, get a paper trail for the money and settlement. But it's been years since he's already been off of FS1. So if he did this in the middle of his tenure, not towards the end, it's going to be a little hard to even find a paper trail to see the settlement money that they are saying. So I don't know, and I just feel like it's a little pointless to bring that up at this time. Only just to pay, they're just trying to paint a picture of who's better for this. So after this, so then some another audio had resurfaced. This actually came out in late March, where you can see Matt Barnes. Now, if y'all know who Matt Barnes is, Matt Barnes, former NBA player, played for the Clippers, Lakers, Magic, has a successful podcast, All the Smoke, and also known for beating the hell out, driving 90 I think it was 90 miles, and beating the hell out of Derek Fisher for messing with baby mama. Anyway, there was an audio going around. Matt Barnes is insinuating that Shaq is, behind closed door throwing money around, paying money to get any bad information and dirt on Shannon Sharpe.
I was in a group chat. I don't know if you're on this kind of time, but I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy. So, again, I don't know if you're on that kind of time or not, but Shaq is known to throw large sums of money around. So, just want to put that out there. I ain't quiet. Hey, he said, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this, but please keep his name quiet.
To that.
So if you are wondering why all this came to light, it is looking like that Shaq set him up for this. And I'll play the audio, obviously. But yeah, it is looking like Shaq is out to get him. Now, if you are like, what was Shaq and Shannon Sharpe beefing for? So the origin of their beef is actually, interesting. Hold on. Their beef actually, started with some dumb shit, which was them arguing over about who was gonna be MVP last year. He got mad that Shannon got mad that I'm not Shannon. Shaq got mad that Shannon called Shaq jealous of Jokic because he was finally, he was about to win his third MVP, almost third in a row, and on that side of it, I'm with Shannon because if you watch Shaq's him being analytical, let me take that back. He's not a fucking analyst at all. He's an entertainer. When they get up there on the NBA on TNT show, they're not. Besides Kenny is the only one who's actually trying to decipher plays and X's and O's shit. Him and Charles are entertainers. So, but if you hear him talk a lot about the big men of today's generation that played after him, he talks down on them. Now he says that this is coming from a point of tough love, but you are on national television talking shit about me, my man. I'm not gonna take that as tough love. I know he's not talking about Shannon directly, but what I'm saying is most people is not taking it as you tough love. It's coming off as hate, and to me, he's hating. Like as much as he want to be like, no, this is tough love. For half the shit he be saying, the nigga hating because half the time he don't be watching these niggas, and two, it's usually he only got something to say about big men. So nigga, you're hating. Let's be for real. And we already knew Shaq was this old and bitter man because nigga we've seen how he's talked about how he fucked up his relationship with Shawnee and all that. So we know you're an old and bitter man behind closed doors as much as you want. So you hating on the big men coming up is right up your alley, my nigga. So that's where the origin came from. And then as well as Shaq responded to it saying that he was a top 10 in his profession. And Shaq again is fucking lying, which is why I call him an old and bitter man because, bro, let's be like Shannon Sharpe. Okay, now that we didn't, maybe in hindsight, now that we done got Gronk and Travis Kelsey and we seen some more Tony Gonzalez. Yeah, there are tight ends that you can say are better than Shannon Sharpe at the peak of his career, but Shannon Sharpe is really the start of all these receiving tight ends because he was a wide receiver first that turned into a tight end. Like basically how they say Travis Kelsey is like. So, well, Travis Kelsey started at quarterback, but Travis Kelsey basically damn near played wide receiver at tight end. But he's the starter of all this shit, and you still got to put his respect on his name that Shannon was like that in his heyday. Shannon is a top 10 tight end of all time. Easy. I don't even know why Shaq would lie like that. But that's really the origin of the beef. So this origin started over a disagreement about fucking MVP and that Shaq be hating on big men, which he does. So Shaq is throwing his money around because he didn't like that a nigga told him he was being a hater, which he is, because we've seen it with Dwight and Shaq. Like Dwight and Shaq are finally fixing their relationship, but look, it took Dwight to get out the league. You should have been mentoring the man when he was in the fucking league when you knew he was that fucking good. That's my point. You a hating bitter ass man that won't admit to it. So yeah, bro. That Shaq, that I ain't gonna lie. When I found that information out, Shaq really blew me. That shit really blew me with Shaq. It really made me look at that nigga different. So now that all this to happen, we have seen that Shannon is, well, he's put in his PR statement that he's taking a step back from ESPN. A lot of people think he got kicked off, but he said he's just taking a step back. He plans to come back during the NFL preseason. So that's about, what's it, April, preseason Hall of Fame game. That's like end of July, beginning of August type shit. So he's planning to come back in a couple months, and we gonna see if that's true or he'll never come back to ESPN. I mean, we're, only time will tell with that. So yeah. And if you wondering about how the Shaq thing, and while I'm sitting here and thinking about it, it's some more connecting points with Shaq and his thing. Because as I talked about last time, Tony Busby is a lawyer. Now we already know Tony Busby has a terrible fishy history already of building these felonious cases, as we seen as with Jay-Z actually suing him for extortion as we speak, and their case is ongoing or open, I should say. But Tony Busby is based off of Houston. We all know that Buzz out of Houston. We all know that Shaq is a Texas kid, as he is, he's origin out of San Antonio once he, start growing up. So yeah, Shaq really has done it to my nigga Shannon, and I believe it's for a bullshit reason. I don't think it's for a good reason. And for you to be trying to take another black man down just because y'all had a disagreement about y'all and y'all respective sports, nigga, that shows how little of a man you are. So yeah, that's all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, Bonaville, and we out.